Yeah, speaking of playoffs, how far do we realistically see this team going? Because they're 6-2, top of the division. But if they were to actually have a playoff game against some of these other teams, do we genuinely see the New England Patriots, who have not had a playoff game, who haven't won a playoff game in a couple of years? Drake May has never played a playoff game. Do we see them moving on somewhere? Or do we just see them as like a first round exit?
As long as Drake May can keep a level head, I think we could possibly go pretty far. I think it also heavily depends on who we play.
It does depend, because I think if you go up against a team like, let's say, the Broncos, just to throw it out there, I think you could beat the Broncos
I
in the
think
first
we could
round.
beat the Broncos.
But if they get thrown up against the Bills, yeah, they beat the Bills the first round, but
Lucky.
still, it's Josh Allen versus an experienced Josh Allen who's hungry to finally get to the Super Bowl versus a playoff rookie Drake May.
Yes.
I might give the edge to the Bills, even though the
I would too.
Patriots beat the Bills.
I would too. But I think if we get somehow lucky and the Bills get knocked out and we have to go against, I don't know, another team. I don't even know who the fuck would be who's projected right now.
Could be
But
like the Bills or the Chargers or the
I think
Broncos.
I think we could if we have to face the 40 not the 49ers, God, I meant the Broncos. If we have to face the Broncos, I think we can win that game. And then if we move on to play the Chargers, I think we can win that game.
I think if we're talking like highest ceiling, highest, I think the highest ceiling is AFC Championship.
Agreed.
That's with an easy schedule, though, in the playoffs, like an extremely lucky, easy schedule in the playoffs. If I'm were to be more, if I were to be a little bit more realistic and dial it down a little bit, I'd probably go second round would be my ceiling.
Yes.
I'd go divisional round as my ceiling.
Think if Trevor pulls his head out of his ass and starts winning games and they somehow get back into playoff conversation and we play them right before like AFC championships, I'm sorry, but we can beat the Jags.
Yeah.
And
We can beat
the only teams in the AFC that genuinely scare me in the playoffs are the Chiefs, Bills, and if the Ravens find a way to get there as a wild card. That
think
means
they
Lamar Jackson's healthy and everybody's healthy on that roster,
yeah.
which I don't think is going to happen. So the Bills and the Chiefs are the only teams that scare me in the AFC when it comes to a playoff game. The Colts are currently the 1 seed. I could not be less scared of the Colts. Like, they could be the bad guy under the bed, and I'm sleeping like a baby. I'm not afraid of the Indianapolis Colts whatsoever. I just don't think Daniel Jones can keep this up. I don't think he can. And if the Pats are able to stop Jonathan Taylor or slow him down to maybe 100 yards and a touchdown, which is crazy because that's a bad game for him this year, they're still fine because I'm not afraid of Daniel Jones, Michael Pittman, Adonai Mitchell, who's one of the dumbest players I've seen with my own two eyes, dropping the ball before the end zone and just fumbling it, and their one loss of the season against the
Yeah.
Rams. So I'm not afraid of anybody else in the AFC besides the Bills and the Chiefs. The ceiling is what you asked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your ceiling for them?
I think they can genuinely make the Super Bowl with this roster, but I think they could with this roster if you get lucky in the playoffs. But I think more realistic is you win a game and you bounce. You're one and done in the playoffs. But if they add, and when I say add, I mean they don't go bring in, like the Steelers, they don't go bring in Kyle Duggar and Keon White, who they just shipped out of town. They go get a Myles Garrett, which it's not going to happen. He's not moving. Maybe you go get a Trent Hendrickson on the Bengals, who we've talked about a lot. Or maybe you go get another, some depth in the corner, the defensive backs room. Or you go get another running back or a wide receiver, an A.J. Brown, a Raheem Mostert, someone like a veteran running back like that. You go out and make a significant ad at the deadline, which is, I believe, this Tuesday. You can go and be in the Super Bowl. Win, I don't know, but you can be there.
Honestly, I would be okay if we were just there.
Be crazy if they were back already.